Hey team, great to see you here. This is Mark Diamond. I'm glad you're here. Today's training is about getting email to the inbox. No more junk box, no more spam, no more email providers saying no to you. So let's jump right in. So please give this your focus. All the things that we usually do will be there for us once this training's done. Please do grab a pen and paper to take notes. So some folks start their lead generation through social media, through organic posting, through advertising, through podcasts. There are a variety of ways. And some start through cold email. And no matter where you start, chances are we're going to be here trying to stay out of that spam box. So we'll talk about data sources. So the biggest data source for folks who've been in business for a while is your database. And you're going to want to scrub your database. I'll show you how we do that in just a few seconds. If you do need data, one of the places, if you're into light industrial, blue collar professional placements, is Indeed. And you know that for posting jobs. So they also have a database. And it's not so cheap. You can see it's about $3 or so per, but you will get good data, right? And same thing if we go to ZipRecruiter. Both of those places are really, they're good destinations for blue collar, light industrial folks. One place I would caution you, whether it's blue collar or white collar work, this is actually an email. I was helping one of my clients potentially look at buying a list, and I cautioned her going into it. Here's the news. You see the dollars and cents down here. And the 10%, well, that's a starting point for covering what doesn't work. Usually it's about 35% that are going to bounce. So a few problems with this. One, you're actually going to pay 35 to 40% more money. Two, and most importantly, you're going to have email providers screaming at you, blacklisting you. You're going to get a new domain. You're going to have to start all over. I would suggest staying away from purchasing a list. Now, if you do need data, one of the best the best quality out there is Zoom Info. Those numbers up there, they call me once a quarter. They want me to buy, they like me to sell, quite frankly, their services. It's good. If your placements and budget's worth investing, give or take $15,000 at one time, go for it. It's great stuff. If that doesn't fit your budget, this is a monthly alternative, UpLead, and it's relatively inexpensive, as is Lead 411. Now you'll notice on either one of those, there's 2,400 exports for the year, call it about 200 a month, and call it about what, $80 a month. You have to pay them at one shot to get that deal. Seamless AI, I have tried. Their quality is excellent. You can see what you get for each month. And I happen to use Apollo. It's very, very good. The quality of leads is very good. And you get to turn it on and off as you choose. By the way, this integrates with PRSTO CRM for a whole lot less money, But even if you use it standalone or in conjunction with LinkedIn, you'll get a lot of value from that investment. Other place to get great leads with good quality data is LinkedIn. So if you've got Navigator, Navigator Plus, or Recruiter, you probably will see a contact's email and phone if they make it available on LinkedIn. And yes, you're going to have to copy and paste unless you have Apollo into a spreadsheet or into your CRM. Number two, so we've got our data. Biggest thing I see people skipping is email verification. There's nothing worse than buying a list and hoping you're going to send 10,000 emails and they not go. So here's a couple of places that you could turn to. Zero Bounce, I tried them. I had a list of about 5,000 people who wanted to scrub their information, and I spent about 35 bucks doing that. It was good, it was quick, in literally minutes I got my list back. Hunter is another alternative, similar quality. I've used them a few years back. Never used Emailable, but another credible source. You can do this inside of our CRM called PRSTO for less than a penny each. And here you can actually see what I spent in January verifying some emails. So we've got our data, we've verified it. Now what do we got to do to get in the inbox and stay there? There's a few things in your email you're going to want to do. One, ask questions. We're going to want to get replies. That drives up engagement. What also drives up engagement are things called trigger links. And I do a different training on trigger links and why they're important and how to, which ones to use. Think of those as links to your website, to LinkedIn, any other place somebody could learn a little bit about you. And then we come to content. The content's obviously got to be appealing for your audience, and it's got to be the right amount of content. So think about that. A lot of people don't like to use opt-out links, and I will tell you, you're doing yourself a disservice if you don't. I get a ton of cold emails, and I quite frankly report them all to spam. I'm happy to opt out if it's there, as I think most people are. But moving along, never, ever, ever use your Gmail, your Outlook, or Yahoo. First of all, Outlook, I believe, is 5,000 emails that can go out of your Outlook account in a month. And if you're using it for business in a big way, for marketing, you're going to create a problem for yourself. Your account's going to get locked. The way to overcome a lot of this is having a dedicated sending domain. And what that is creating another domain that's similar to your current one, right? So my main domain is xcs-us.com. However, I've also got a sending domain that's exec.cs.co. So it's kind of similar. And we send emails out that way in case something happens to that sending domain. I don't have to start the whole email all over again. And if you're going to have a new email, I thought I'd share this with you. This is what we recommend in terms of warming up. And you're going to have to warm up. Each email provider does it a little bit differently, but more or less it's kind of the same like this. This works really effectively. We had a client that came on board. He had 18,000 emails. He wanted new emails to go out with a call to action. And we delivered 18,000 emails in about 6 or 7 days. We did send on the weekend. Highly effective, easy to ramp up, but you can't go from 0 to 100 in 2 seconds. It takes a few days, not too long, but a few days. Finally, you're going to want to be able to measure, monitor your results. And we do that here in PRSTO. Here's a picture of our system. So if you found value in this, I'm glad. That's why we did it. If you have any questions, feel free to email me. And if you're watching this on YouTube, please like, share, subscribe. And guess what? I'll see you on the next video.